Angry. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not that guy anymore. Mad Money Man here. And today we're discussing how the next recession may affect women more than men. Your one-stop place for cryptocurrency and wealth building tips. You like that? I still got to get a new intro built, so yeah. Let's go ahead and go ahead. Let's go ahead and thank these people right here. This is the full list. Sharky, Mickey Turner, Robin Shores, Hansky, Joshua Flores, Levi Abram, RJ, Gabriel Prince, F8 Crusader, Scott Venman, Samir Damani, Midtown Kiosk, AWOL 201, David Herrera, Goobstar, Link Neurons, Thomas Danielle, John R, Fernando Grant, IR Della Costa, Brian Pedismal, Justin Spetz, and EB. You guys are awesome. Look at these guys. Look at you guys. What the heck? Looking at my account now. That's dinero. That's dinero. Okay? That's dinero, guys. And I'm proud of it. That's dinero. All right. So today we're going to go ahead. What am I saying today? We're having a discussion. Boys. We're discussing how the next recession may affect women more than men. And again, this is your one-stop shop for cryptocurrency and wealth building tips. And this is very, very relevant. So if there are any ladies listening to this, there's plenty of ways that you can actually protect yourself when it comes to a recession, because we know that women tend to be unevenly affected during times of hardship. A lot of it has to do with the fact that they are more likely to have children or be single parents, and there's a number of other factors. All right, so we're going to look into it, how women are disproportionately affected by the recession, by a recession. And if you would like to, now keep in mind, we've been calling it a recession, but it's really going to be more in line with a global collapse. And if we're going to do that, then the best example is going to be looking at a state that has already experienced such a collapse, economic collapse. The one that we're going to look at is actually Venezuela, because it comes closest to mimicking our own economy in the United States. So let me go ahead and pull that up, and we're going to basically see how they characterize the entire situation in Venezuela. So here's Venezuela for you guys. Lovely Venezuela, home of Hugo Chavez. And things have been kind of difficult there. Things haven't been so great. So this says, women in Venezuela, a mirage called a revolution. Okay. So a revolution. This is how Hugo Chavez presented himself in Bolivarian Revolution. His successor, Nicolas Maduro, followed his example. Okay. And they described this as a liberation for women. Now let's continue on. But what would you say if we told you that throughout, and this comes from Refinery, what would we told you that throughout Venezuela there is a severe shortage of contraceptives and sanitary pads, and that the few available are so expensive that the vast majority of women cannot pay for them? Okay? So women are not able to access contraceptives or sanitary pads, tampons, or just pads in general. Would you call women's liberation a government that in almost 2 decades has done virtually nothing to guarantee women's political participation and economic independence? And the word is actually feminist. I've been using women's liberation, but yeah. Or one that has allowed a 66% increase in maternal mortality in only 1 year, remains silent on issues such as abortion, and exhibits the second highest teenage pregnancy rate in Latin America and the Caribbean. This is severe, guys. You may think we are exaggerating. Well, we are not. And this is actually a website called Women Across Frontiers, guys. Women across frontiers, they're actually speaking out on what is happening in Venezuela under the self-described feminist government founded by Hugo Chavez and succeeded by Maduro. Okay? This is actually, so you can actually look at the condition, the situation that women are in this difficult economic situation, and they are facing significant hardships for themselves, for their children, for their families, simply buying food, simply getting access to medication, contraceptives, sanitary pads. It is very, very difficult for them over there right now. All right. I mean, in Venezuela, toilet paper is a very rare occurrence. It's very hard to get your hands on toilet paper over there. And if you ask yourself, well, why is that? It's because of the hyperinflation and the lack of competition, because the prices were being, the prices in Venezuela were basically being capped by the government. So basically, you can't sell it for more than this price. So it limited competition, and basically companies just said, yeah, we're just not going to bring food over there anymore. Yeah, we're just not going to sell there anymore. All right. And the great socialist state, democratic socialist, because that's what Venezuela was. Venezuela is a democratic socialist state, is now in this situation. All right. But the point that we're making is not to discuss more so the politics of Venezuela, but how women are affected in this country. And as you can see, women have limited access to medical care, limited access to contraceptions, limited access to sanitary pads, limited access to child care, limited access to food, limited access to resources, and a significant number of the men just leave the country entirely. All right. Chavismo brand of feminism, while advocating for gender equality and women's empowerment, posits that such an ideal is possible only in a socialist state modeled after a Soviet-era communist regimes rather than after today's progressive European governments. Feminism, the party line goes, is incompatible with capitalism. Did you hear what they say? Feminism, the party line goes, is incompatible with capitalism. How convenient. This means that dismantling capitalist structures is a precondition for gender equality, and that policies and programs that require reaching socialism must first subordinate women's rights goals. So in other words, for women to achieve gender equality, then you actually have to subordinate women's rights goals. So women basically lose their rights in the name of feminism. Okay? Do you understand this? Because dismantling capitalism is a precondition for gender equality, all right? Then, to reach that socialist goal, women must basically, the goals that are set out for women's rights must be lost to ensure that they can achieve gender parity. But in this situation, that means that they're losing their rights. Do you guys see how backwards this entire thing is right now? All right, so now we could argue at a length about capitalism's many flaws and its impact on society most vulnerable. But there's no evidence to affirm that a socialist state, as defined by Venezuelan officials, is a precondition to achieving equal gender equality. So there you go. This argument ignores the fact that patriarchy predates capitalism, and its origin has to do with asymmetrical power relations between men and women, regardless of whether capital and or means of production are privately or publicly held. So the ultimate purpose of all action is getting women as many as possible to work along political and ideological lines in order to establish a socialist state. Many of the government-sponsored local participation structures, including the infamous committees locales de abast, I can't pronounce that, or CLAPS, in charge of distributing and selling food in communities, are composed mostly of women. And this is where it gets tricky. Many women participate because it is extremely difficult It is because in extremely difficult socioeconomic conditions, this is the only way for them to secure an income or food, even if it's not enough to feed the entire family. My goodness. Gender inequality is reinforced unambiguously and in ways that are extremely subtle. Instead of challenging women's traditional role in society, something one would expect a feminist government would do, the official discourse reinforces and promotes a vision in which women are mothers before anything else. Speech after speech and proposal after proposal, the role of women as childbearers and caregivers gets highlighted as if it's the only life option available. The government's approach to women's issues is assistantialist, fostering dependence on the state and encouraging only traditional tasks. Above all, it favors subordination and passivity. Well, here's the thing that people don't understand. Well, you know, in a society like that, then obviously you're not going to have options and choices. Okay, you're going to basically do what you're told to do, and the whole idea is that you're going to be provided for by the state. That's how it works. That's what happens when you remove capitalism. Because as they say, capitalism is, you know, capitalism is associated with the patriarchy. Socialism is associated with Marxism, right? You know, feminism. So again, this is, you know, you lose. So under feminism, you lose your right, you lose rights. But hey, everyone gets to be kind of the same. So when we look at the example in Venezuela, we can quickly deduce that there's going to be serious economic hardships, you know, paralleling in the United States. You know, there are going to be shortages of supplies potentially, so shortages of maybe things like sanitary pads, shortages of contraceptives. You can potentially expect shortages of food. I mean, it's not going to be an ideal situation. And of course, many of the same issues that exist in Venezuela during the economic collapse can and will happen in the United States. How can women protect themselves in this situation? Okay, what can a girl do to ensure that she is protected, that her needs are going to be addressed, and that she can survive when something like this happens? That's a very, very important thing. And guys, as you know, I've been telling you guys for quite some time that there's actually two great ways of doing that, and that's basically through investing and building a passive income. All right, building a passive income, which is something that cannot be underestimated. One of the greatest ways to invest right now is going to be cryptocurrency, which is the next wave. I mean, this is it. You can actually take small amounts of money and turn it into large amounts of money with very small investments. So I've actually built an entire course for you guys called cryptomoney.academy. And you can head over to cryptomoney.academy. The link's in the description of the video. Just click on courses and then head over to Introduction to Cryptocurrency. There's going to be additional courses up. But by the end of this course, you'll be able to understand how crypto works, how to purchase it and use it, how to store it, and the different kinds of cryptocurrency. It's only $100. And courses like this actually go for hundreds of dollars, if not thousands, at universities. In the curriculum, you're going to find out what cryptocurrency is, distributed ledger, so the blockchain, what gives cryptocurrency value, how cryptocurrency is created, how to store it, using cryptocurrency and purchasing cryptocurrency, introduction to decentralized apps, crypto and the Internet of Things, initial coin offerings, the different kinds of cryptocurrency investing strategies, and the importance of consistency and persistence. And you're going to get that all for $100. This is a limited time price. The price will be going up very soon, so definitely go and sign up for this when you get the opportunity. The link is in the description of the video. It's cryptomoney.academy. I recommend men, women, children actually pick up this course, because it's actually written from a perspective that understands the difficulties that arise when you're attempting to learn about crypto, when you're attempting to enter this space. There's a lot of young people who came into crypto, bought crypto when they were like 15, and now they're like, like almost millionaires or are millionaires. So that's something that you can definitely consider. That's something that you can definitely do. That's a great decision that you can make. That's something that you can really do for yourself, that will transform your life, that will make your life better, that will ensure that you can actually survive in difficult economic times and economic hardships. hardship because the value of fiat currency, if we look at Venezuela, the value of the bolivar has gone down to literally nothing, and they're actually using cryptocurrency right now called the petro. The government has issued a cryptocurrency as the new national currency, and they're going to be paying pensions in it. All right, it's called the petro, and it's actually backed by oil, and it's actually, and evidently they've been reporting that the value of it has been skyrocketing, literally. All right, compared to the bolivar, which is essentially worth next to nothing at this moment due to hyperinflation. All right, so you can see that when it comes to crypto, it's a big deal. And what started this was the fact that after hyperinflation occurred in Venezuela, you literally had people in Venezuela, women in Venezuela, men in Venezuela using Bitcoin to buy food, using Bitcoin to survive. All right. So this is what the next global wave is going to be. Like the central banks are all going to end up moving to cryptocurrency. They're all going to end up moving to blockchain for the simple purpose of transparency and restoring faith within the global economy. To be very honest with you, because we're literally at the very end of right now of fiat currency. We're at the end of the modern day era of central banks, and we're now witnessing a complete and major change. Malcolm Jaffe says, young money millionaire. Yeah, it's quite true. Salvadorian MGTOW says, I agree with laissez-faire capitalism. Very well said. Third Wave says, who else is stacking up ETH right now? Guys, you want to make sure, like I said, that every coin is going to be worth money. Guys, I'm going to be putting up another guide for you guys discussing discussing how to prepare for the coming recession, passive income in the recession, and prepper's guide for the recession. That's going to be wealth building tips for the recession. That's going to be posted on Patreon shortly after this video ends, and that's only going to be available to $30 patrons. There's only a few $30 spots left, like 5 or 6 spots maybe. So if you want to, and after that, it's going to be $50 to get access to that tier. So if you want to get access to that, if you want to get, find out how to prep for the economic collapse, how to make money during the economic collapse, how to survive during the economic collapse, I'm going to have a full prepping guide for you guys, what you should have, like your checklist of what you should have prior to the next recession starting. This way you can survive. All right, so definitely visit the site, check it out. Patreon is patreon.com/angry MGTOW to sign up for the $30 tier, or you can also visit, you can also take the course on cryptocurrency, introduction to cryptocurrency. Like I said, the price is going to skyrocket on that. That's on cryptomoney.academy, and the link to that is actually in the description of the video. So you can just go to the description, you can find the link, and go ahead and check out the course. Let me see here. You guys are hilarious. All right, guys. So love God, get money, and cheers. Someone said, "Are you mad?" LaShawn says, "Cost of a date can get you crypto investing." Yep, the cost of a date. For the cost of a date, you can invest. You can do some really good crypto investing. Very, very true, LaShawn.